Hey, and welcome to the Over the Line podcast with Caleb and Connor, where we talk all kinds of hoops, share our stories from basketball, and other childhood sports alike. So sit back, relax, and get ready to play Over the Line. Welcome to the Over the Line podcast, episode 2.
That's a good jingle, right?
With Connor and Caleb, and our special guest today is Andrew Dunham. He's one of our best friends.
What up?
From home, and you guys already know who Connor and I are, so we're gonna pick Dunham's brain a little bit in terms of basketball. And Dunham, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of your basketball knowledge, I guess, after you pound that beer. His favorite beer is obviously Michelob, so...
Not sponsored, but we'll take it if you guys are offering.
Yep, and content warning, there will be some drinking in this episode. We've already been kicking a few back and having a good time, so...
Might be a couple of naughty words here and there, too.
Yeah, low-key.
You fuckers.
Yeah. Just tell us a little bit about your basketball
career,
Dunham.
You know, we tried hooping back in the day. They called me the 7th grade A-team All-Star. And
A-team?
Yeah, I was 8th grade B-team.
There you go, okay.
Right.
I was A-team. On God, Coach J loved me. But no, I was like a role player, but like a role player of role players. Like it was like stars, role players, and like me. So if that tells you anything, we got a couple points here and there. I couldn't dribble for shit, but I shoot lights out. Best knuckleball in the Midwest. But no, and then I sadly got cut my freshman year in high school. R.I.P. the dream. But you know, I still hoop with these boys because you know they always want to hoop and they need a fourth, and I'm just there. But and I still follow some NBA a little bit. I still like hooping around from time to time. Still got that wet jumper, of course, but you know, it's just not my bread and butter. But I still do it for the boys, of course.
I respect it for the boys. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about who your favorite team is and maybe a favorite player, if you got one on you.
Let's see. I mean, team. You know, we got
NBA. You can also talk college too if you want.
Yeah, I'm not fucking about college.
We know you like Michigan State.
Hey, you little sparky.
No, I like fucking Indiana State and the fucking...
Indiana State.
Yeah, cream. Yeah, dude, cream.
Bob Avila.
Yeah, baby. That's my favorite player.
He transferred to St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis, man.
Dude, St. Louis
Gonna be in the Big East.
But no, I mean, just Pistons fan. Back when I was bet from here and there, and probably that's whatever team I'm betting on are my favorite. I don't know, I like certain hoopers. I mean, Anthony Edwards absolutely balling out this playoffs. Gotta love watching that. It's just painful watching the Pistons.
You're telling me.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of like OKC. You know, I mean, they traded everything away, and they've built up a hell of a roster, and they still have draft pick fucking galore. And what they're now in the Western Conference.
They're straight 2K. It's 2K in their way to victory.
Yeah, no. So I guess I like them even though they're good, but like I respect them from the get go because I remember like back when they were like they traded away like everything and got a shitload of picks and all worked out for them.
Everyone knew it was coming.
Yeah,
maybe not this early.
I just like seeing it, but yeah, you know, I just like watching hoopers. You know, love watching some men banging dudes. You know.
That's your thing, man.
Yeah, that is certainly a take. All right, cool. Well, do you have a favorite player of all time or a favorite player now you like?
Mason Plumlee always cashed for me, so we're gonna go with him.
Mason Plumlee, dude.
Hornets legend.
Pistons legend before that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Pistons.
I never laid on
that.
I think, okay, and one more thing I wanted to do with Dunham's intro is I think, you know, I've watched Dunham play for a lot of years, his kind of game of ball.
Sadly.
And I always thought if Dunham reached his max potential, you know, like max height, max weight, I always thought Dunham's player comp would be Jason Tatum.
I mean...
I thought LeBron. What? Jason Tatum? Dude, that'd be really generous, dude. Dunham, you're being real.
I was thinking more like a different Celtic legend, like Brian Scalabrine or something.
Dude, I just imagine Dunham would definitely have been like if he was born to be a basketball player.
If everything about him was like what he wanted to be.
Yeah. If any of us were what we wanted to be.
Yeah, sure. But I get what you're saying though, because we know from like the
if I was like anyone I wanted to be, I probably would have been like D Wade. That's probably the one I
Really?
would.
Nah, he wasn't a good. He wasn't good enough 3-point shooter.
I thought you said I was like Tobias Harris.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'd want to be if I was.
No,
saying-
me, not
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Me.
No, yes, you are Tobias.
Yeah,
bro.
because Tobias has he has
Dude,
that-
you know your player
he
comp.
knows.
He
No,
knows.
because you said this back in the day. You're like you'd be.
I like
Tobias.
it. I like
You
it.
would be Tobias,
Yeah.
especially nowadays.
Dude, where the fuck is Tobias Harris nowadays?
Putting up 2 points a game in a Sixers elimination game.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
He's gonna be a
The
future
ball off
Piston.
his-
Future Piston.
Yeah,
Oh,
putting up
Jesus
two-
Christ.
No,
Don't
actually,
speak
he
that
will.
into existence.
No, he will be. I guarantee it. We're back in this. Whenever it happens in free agency or whatever this summer, he will be a Piston.
All right, you heard it here first. Lock it in. Lock it
I'm
in.
telling
You know,
you.
you're about to be like 1 for 3 on predictions.
Yeah, I'm already down 1 on my first one.
No, I think you're up, and we're even. right now.
Yeah, we're definitely even because we're both not. We both lost our predictions.
I think you bet the Knicks were gonna win in 6, but we'll talk about
Nope.
that later.
Did I?
You bet someone was gonna win in 6.
No, I took Mavs in 6. I took Mavs
Yes,
in
you
6.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Knicks. I took Knicks in 7.
Anyway, so that's our boy Dunham. So he'll be with us on this episode. I'm not sure how much he'll have to share about the game.
But he'll be drinking them.
I don't know ball, but I know beer, so.
He'll be drinking
If
them.
anyone can comment the amount of swigs he takes, that'd be
amazing.
splendid. Sorry, Spotify listeners, but
Dunham switch your phone on Snapchat.
Crazy.
hey, we
Crazy
don't
plug.
we don't allow self plugs on this podcast, you fucking bitch.
Anyway.
All right, so we're gonna talk Mavs versus Thunder first. We're just gonna talk our thoughts and review of the game.
Yeah.
I'd like to go ahead and start with Connor. You ain't been talking much this episode so far, so what do you got to say so far
All right,
about the
well-
Mavs Thunder Game 5?
Just the game summary. I would
What are your thoughts, I
The
guess?
two MVP candidates both showed out. You know, Shea and Luka are going to show out every game. We talked about last episode how Kyrie and Luka had the lowest scoring combined game that they had in their time together. And that was one of the things I said was that there was no way that they were not going to bounce back from that. And Luka really took over in the game. He was 100%. They led that game from start to finish, and there were times where OKC was showing that they might be able to come back in it, but they just couldn't get enough stops. And OKC does pride themselves in their defense, and they've looked good so far these playoffs in a lot of games, especially with their double teams on Luka and Kyrie, and it's worked a lot of times. But man, Luka's the real deal, man.
Yeah.
Luka is the real deal, and. We talked about how the role players have been doing everything that they need to do. Last podcast, we were talking specifically more about like PJ Washington, but Lively just absolutely was a problem in that game. I mean, that's Chet has a lot to. He's a great young player, but he does have a lot to go in terms of his physicality, and his strength, and overall growth. I mean, he's a rookie. What do you with a 1 seed? I mean, what are you gonna expect?
Right. Lively's also a rookie though.
He also is a rookie.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
but
is.
he's a little
working
bit
his ass
bigger
off out
of a
there.
rookie. And
Yeah.
I would say Chet so far, him and Lively have kind of actually had a pretty even series up to this point.
I would agree.
But in this game, this really, really important game 5 on the road in OKC, they needed to get this game, and the stars for OKC did not outperform the stars and Mavs, and that's what it came down to, and that's what's going to come down to in Game 6. I think all the momentum's on the Mavs side. I said last game that I do think that the Mavs are going to win in 6, and I still think that. Don't get me wrong, if the Mavs can come out and do something like they did last in Game 4, and they missed all those free throws down the stretch, which I don't think will happen again. But if that type of thing happens where they can't make shots and they can't make the ones that you need to have, the free throws, the layups, the easy jump, the wide open jumpers, if they can't hit those, I can see a world where OKC can make it happen. But if I'm a betting man, like Andrew Dunham, I'm betting all my coin on the Mavs to take care of business.
That's fair.
Come tomorrow, right?
Yep. And my prediction has also changed along with you. I said Mavs in 7 last episode.
Yeah.
I am changing to Mavs in 6, so hopefully I can get the point back on the prediction. And you mentioned role players playing better. Derek Jones Jr., 19 points. He has blossomed into such a good role player. He can shoot threes now. He's more than just a dunker. He's an amazing defender as well.
You ever see his highlight tape?
Yes. and
All
it's
dunks.
insane.
All dunks.
I know.
Every single-
I know.
I don't know if there's anything besides.
He had a
dunk.
really nice fast break dunk that really
I saw
capped
that.
off a
That was-
run.
that was sweet.
In the fourth quarter there.
Yeah.
And I think the Mavs just matured more totally this game. Luka was complaining less about foul calls and actually playing the game instead of complaining.
Yeah.
Which totally changes the
It
whole
matters,
team
for
dynamic.
Sure.
And
For sure.
you know, Kyrie didn't have the most glamorous game, but like you said last game, his defense is always solid.
His playmaking and his defense.
Right,
Are
you know,
enough.
it's so solid.
Yeah.
It goes unnoticed most of the time. And the Mavs were just ready. I think the Mavs are ready to kind of finally put this team away. They played a lot better, and it showed with their rebounding numbers. I have them right here, 46-33. You win that much with rebounding, you're probably going to win most games. And Derek Lively is huge for that. So is Daniel Gafford, both of them.
Yeah.
The combo of those two is great. And as far as the Thunder go, I don't think they're giving Chet enough touches, honestly. You know, J-Dub is getting a lot of the touches, and he's not showing up this game. And that's one of my main notes for OKC. They need more than just Shea to show up, and it's up to J-Dub. So, you know, J-Dub's going to have to, you know, approach his calling and show up in Game 6, or else OKC is not going to win.
Yeah, there really is.
They're relying way too much on threes right now, too, and they're missing a lot. They're missing a lot of threes. They're relying a lot on Cason Wallace, who's a 20-year-old in a playoff game that makes some threes.
Yeah.
And,
some
you know,
some 20-year-olds.
I know, and
are stepping up right now.
The Dallas Mavs are daring them to beat them with that, and it's working in their favor.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a world in Game 6 where Dallas does lose to the 3, and then they're going to a Game 7
on the road.
On the road, so you know, they got to be careful with that. You know, you can live and die by the 3, so they just got to be careful. But I do think they're in complete control, and I do think the Mavs will win in 6, just because their maturity and mental has changed.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you on that.
Dunham, go ahead and tell me who you think. This is the Dunham bet of the episode. Tell the viewers who they should bet to win Game 6, and maybe an over and under if you got one off the top of your head.
Who's at home?
Mavs are at home against the Thunder. They're leading Game 6.
3-2.
Dunham is the best bettor here out of us 3, so that's something he does have under his belt.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. In my eyes, it seems like a little trappy to me, to be honest. I think that I know that in my eyes, and I say that a lot.
Okay, there it is.
It's kind of my calling card. I know that.
Hey,
little running joke for the viewers if you're new. I know. I say in my eyes a lot.
Sorry,
one of my catchphrases.
I know.
It's like Charles Barkley and San Antonio women. You know, it's just like one of those things. Those big old women, man.
Man, that woman not from San Antonio. They got her from Dallas.
Anyways, personally, I know jack shit about
I'll be
it,
in the
but
bathroom, bro.
everything I've heard right now is just screaming trap to me. So
Connor, look what's next.
I'm not gonna say that the Mavs are not very likely to win, but I think personally, I would probably take like I would take an OKC spread. I think I would take plus whatever the hell they are. I think they might not win, but I think they will get within it. And if they do win, then you know obviously spread covers for OKC. But I would take an OKC spread. Maybe not like whatever the even line is.
It's not gonna. Yeah. Let's check it right now.
Let's check it right now.
Especially with Caleb gone. I don't know if the Spotify listeners can't hear, but somebody broke the seal earlier, and he's gonna be making some frequent exits. But let's look at this real quick. If you had to take a guess, Dunham, of what the spread currently is, what would you say? If you had to take a guess,
I'd say it'd be like Dallas minus like 3.5.
I think that's probably pretty accurate to what it's going to be. It is exactly Dallas 3.5. Yeah. So with our money line being minus 185.
I personally, I think I'd take like an alt. I think I'd be like maybe like a OKC plus like 5.5 or something like that.
Okay.
I think that's what I would ride
to be really safe.
To be safe, yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't know, 3.5's a little much. I think that's fine, but if I really wanted to be confident in my pick, I think I'd do like an OKC 5.5. I don't think they get blown out. I think that everyone knows that the momentum's on Dallas' side, but you can't. It's not the size of the fight, or not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. You know,
sir. I know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying. You heard it here first.
Okay.
OKC plus 5.5.
We'll come back
Lock
to
it
this.
in.
We'll come back to this at that point then, and
Alright.
see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, you gotta put your money where your mouth is, though.
I will.
What was the bet?
He's saying that he's taking an alternate spread, OKC 5.5.
Plus 5.5. The line right now is 3.5. I think that's okay. That's a little bit too rich for my blood. I think I do. I think I would do OKC plus 5.5. Lock it in.
Okay.
Dunny's lock of the week.
Did you?
Tony's lock of the week. Let's go.
Can you
That's
please
not even a
give-
lie. You can't alternate spread it bigger and say
I definitely can.
That's crazy.
You can say
Can you please give us a lock a week to put?
Dude, I so will.
None of that bullshit, though. It was like an actual.
I don't know NBA, dude.
I can't wait to see what he said, bro. I can't wait.
It was alright. We're just talking line.
Here's our lunch. I don't know. I don't know shit about
We didn't want to
basketball,
move on.
I didn't even know who the fuck was
Yeah,
at home,
right.
dude. I didn't know anything. I think I watched like parts of that game during my work shift. That was about it. So.
All right. So next we got Wolves and Nuggets, and I can start with this one. Just my thoughts of the game, and the Wolves completely.
Game 6, by the way.
Yes, this is Wolves and Nuggets game 6.
I did
so
watch
we got
more of this game.
We got a game 7, and I can definitely say that a win or go home situation completely changes the human psyche.
Yeah.
And it did that for absolutely everyone on the Timberwolves. And I don't know what was going on with the Nuggets, but they did not show up. And
At all. That was crazy.
yeah, you know. See, he knows. He
I
knows
watched,
ball.
I watched more of this.
He
game.
knows ball, and the Wolves, they tried a lot harder this game, and I think with the backs against the wall, they were able to just bring a lot of energy, and the home crowd went crazy, and they were able to just do a lot more.
Dude, that whiteout was nuts.
Yeah.
Gobert played much better. He had an impact on defense, and I think the Timberwolves defense shows best with this stat that I recorded during the game. The Denver Nuggets didn't score a single bench point until the end of the third quarter.
Wow.
Yeah,
To be fair, they didn't score a lot of points in general.
exactly.
So-
They scored 70-something.
Didn't they have 9 points in the fourth quarter? Is that what
So
it was?
it was something crazy
9
like that.
points
And
in the
another
fourth quarter.
crazy,
That's unreal.
another stat: the Timberwolves went on 3-0 runs in the first quarter. They went on a 20-0 run.
That was
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
In the
yeah.
second
Holy
quarter,
shit.
Ended at 29-5.
in the second quarter,
They're up 9-2 as well.
Yeah,
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets
They called that early timeout, and after that timeout,
they
they
dude,
exploded.
especially with their head coach on the bench injured,
Yeah.
giving orders to another coach.
He'll get a job.
To get,
He's gonna
yes,
get a job.
he is.
I mean, I know
he's actually really solid.
He said in a lot of you didn't see him. He had his Mike Conley ran into him, right?
Yeah.
Mike Conley fell into him last series against the Pels.
He had to
not
get,
see
sur-
that.
he had to
Tore
get,
his
surgery. He
ACL
had to
or
get
something.
surgery
Yeah.
on his meniscus.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been on the
So-
bench giving orders to the head assistant, who's been lead coaching, but he's obviously the mastermind.
Heard,
behind
heard,
everything.
right.
But yeah, so they went on a 20-0 run in the first, a 13-0 run in the second, and then in the fourth quarter with the bench in, they went on a 24-0 run.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to the Denver Nuggets, but obviously having Mike Conley out there back helps a lot with Ant's playmaking.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Denver, the stat I really have here: rebounds 62-43.
Yeah.
That is
Absolutely.
absolute
Abysmal.
dominance on energy. So, what do you think about this game, Connor?
Well, going back on what you just said, there was a point in the game where Denver had 15 offensive rebounds and 11 points to show for it on those rebounds, on those offensive rebounds, and that is abysmal. That is awful. And I'm gonna go Stephen A. Smith here, but they had 60 missed shots. 60 missed shots.
Damn.
How do you miss 60 shots as the reigning champions?
That's insane.
Man? Giving
Minnesota
they
defense.
missed a lot of shots, but to be fair, Minnesota, a lot of those shots were open misses, but a lot of those shots were forced. And Minnesota came out knowing that this was an elimination game. Came out knowing, and to make the defending champs, this is the biggest loss by a defending champ in the playoffs in history. This is the 70 points is the lowest Denver has ever scored in a playoff game in their franchise history. The biggest win by Minnesota in the playoffs in their franchise history. Just record-breaking numbers all around. This was about as one-sided as you can get it, besides the first 2 minutes of this game. It was all one-sided. Jamal Murray looked like Julian Newman out there, fucking just dribbling, fucking throwing shit up and missing it. I mean, he went like 4 for 18, I think it was what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked bad. Obviously, you know, that it's his calf, right? That's injured. Calf or ankle. He's obviously injured, and that's one thing that I think really good players and really good coaches look for is they like to find weaknesses in the good players and they attack it. And that's something that a lot of NBA players have talked in the past. Really good players is that's very important in these late games, in these series, is finding weaknesses and attacking it to the fullest effect. And that's what they did against Jamal Murray. And you know, he looked a lot better in the last couple of games, but they really went at him hard. And you know, this is where you get to the point where, you know, we have a big Game 7 coming up. And I obviously want to talk about this game. We have been talking about it, but you know, this isn't the play-in tournament. This isn't, point differential doesn't matter. This is a one game. Yeah. This is one game that they lost.
They've been playing each other for 6 games.
It counts
straight.
for one loss, no matter how much they lost by. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw, but Jokic didn't sit down that entire fourth quarter. He stayed standing the whole time and was locked in. And I can promise you what, he is coming and he is mad. Yeah. He had, all right.
I just got reminded of like, them young boys is coming.
Hey, no Diddy.
Right, go ahead.
No Diddy. Listen, man. He's on a mission, and the reigning champ, the current MVP is not gonna let that slide. You know, this is, you know, home court advantage has been an effect in all of these playoffs, as we've been seeing almost more than in recent years. That I can remember, and you know,
this was not a thing 10 years ago.
Exactly, and it's getting more and more intense. And this is where greatness is made. You know, I mean, you can do all this stuff in a game 3, game 4 type performances, but game 7, what makes players great is when your back gets against the wall in a game. There is probably nothing in basketball more intense and clutch than having a top performance in a game 7. Yeah. And we're coming into one of the best series of the last 10 years. One of the best series. I mean, there's a couple that come to mind.
In the last 5.
There are some that come to mind that are definitely better, but
I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. I'd put the
reason why I say this is just because we have 2 elite teams that at times are showing sparks of this is the NBA champion, and then the next day this is the NBA champion, right? And you're just going back and forth, and it's just haymaker on haymaker. And like I just said before, you know, this is one game. This counts for 1 win. It doesn't count for, oh, you beat them by 45, though it counts as 3 wins. No, this is 1 win. What happens in Game 7 is going to determine this. And if Anthony Edwards, at his point in his career, his 4th year, wants to show that he's going to be a great, this is where you make it happen right here. Beating the defending champs on the road.
MVP.
Game 7, MVP. This is where you go out and make it happen. And I understand, you know, there are not a lot of people, a lot of players don't get this opportunity that he's about to get. And this is his chance, and I think he knows that. I think he's ready. You know, he said in his post-game interview, he even told the Game 5, he even told all the Denver staff, the people cleaning the locker rooms, I'm gonna see you motherfuckers in Game 7. He said that. He let them know he's gonna be there. But I'm still gonna take the Nuggets in Game 7.
Wow, still taking Nuggets.
I'm gonna take the Nuggets in Game 7.
Yeah.
I don't know how happy I am about it, but I know that Jokic is the best player in the world. And he's doing his part, man. He didn't play the fourth quarter. He still had like 20 something, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, whatever it was.
Yeah, he was one of the only Nuggets in double figures.
That did something. Yeah, and you know, those are my thoughts on that. I feel like we kind of touched everything we can. There isn't too much more to say, I feel like.
Yeah, and I'll say this, you touched on it. The Wolves defense forced them to rush shots. They were shooting a lot. They lived and they died by the 3, and you know, it's much the same as we talked about with the Thunder. I think once they're at home, more comfortable, you know, even though it is Game 7, everyone's more comfortable shooting at home. I don't think that same thing's gonna happen. My boy Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he'll hopefully hit his over on 3s. That's the Khalid bet of the series.
I mean, shit, yeah.
But yeah, I'm also going Nuggets in 7. Much the same, just because they're the former champs. And it's not his time yet. He's 22. He might have a game,
But it could be.
but I also think, you never know which way it could go. But this series has been
Amazing. Either way.
It has been amazing, but it's been a bunch of blowouts after blowout. I feel like
It's been
a good
dominance against dominance.
it's a good chess
Constantly.
match of
It really is.
dominance. It hasn't
They
really
just
been
missed
as
and
close
everything.
as the Knicks and Pacers.
I mean, there was a time in this game at halftime where the Nuggets shot 21 threes and made 4.
Yeah,
You know, just like Am said, man, they might have Jokic, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
that's true.
Hey, man,
That's true.
it is. He said it, and everyone laughed at him, and it has been in full effect in this series. And I'm really, really excited to see the defensive intensity that they come out with.
Me too.
on the
You
board.
really never know who could win.
And you really don't know. It really is a toss-up. I don't know what the line
Right,
is.
right.
I would imagine it's maybe a Nuggets minus 1.5. If I had
Yeah.
to take a guess, I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah.
I think-
But anyway, the
well-
bet does not matter until our boy Dunham speaks his truth.
You know,
What is
that's
your
true.
bet of the series?
Again, not to.
By the way, it's Nuggets 5.5.
Really?
And I think that's
Really?
crazy high.
That's pretty high.
But
You know what? It makes
I don't
sense.
think they're gonna cover.
I
But
don't
I,
I think it
so.
makes sense for the trend.
but I like
Going on.
I like Nuggets money line, but I don't like them to cover. But I really like a good game here, and I think it's more likely to see the Nuggets cover, in my opinion, than the Timberwolves to win.
You know,
Yes, I would agree with that. I would agree.
just watching that game, I mean, the first thing I noticed, like, I'm not watching all the games. I'm not usually seeing the mic cut out there, but I think that personally, watching that game, that Timberwolves arena, my God, dude, that whiteout, it gave me Penn State vibes almost. To be
Oh,
honest, like that
100%.
was
Yeah, it definitely did.
that was crazy. Like I mean, I just remember seeing like wide open three and the corner drains and just eruption, like all white. Like I
You
think
probably watched it without audio too.
I know. I mean, it was on at work, but like
Okay.
it was electric. And
was.
I think that yes, a heavy marginal win, but I just think that the T-Wolves the Nuggets just gave up. And that's, I mean, they were probably going to lose anyways, so, like, I'm not even going to, like, consider the fact they lost by 40. Like, the bench in the fourth quarter, they all just gave up.
Yeah,
And
no,
T-Wolves
they
are
did.
feeling it. You know, white out, they have all the momentum. I think this is just reigning. This is 3-peat MVP. What, not, is it three? No, it's 3-time MVP?
It should have been 3.
Yeah, it's a 3-time MVP versus an emerging, like, legend almost, I'd almost argue. Anthony is having an absolute playoff right now. He's having an absolute year right now, to be honest.
He is.
And you know, I'm excited. I'm personally just excited. I think that it's going to be electric. I think that the Nuggets, what's their arena?
The FedEx. No, it's it's not FedEx Forum. It's the Pepsi Center, I think. Something
Like that. But I don't know. To me, I always love seeing who's at home. I think that fan base, I think what's around you definitely affects the play.
And it has this playoff.
I think it has, yeah. I think that most of the wins, if Denver won, they're usually at home. If the T-Wolves won, they're usually at home. And
Well, not this series.
Not
but
this series,
The
yeah.
recent 2 games.
yeah,
Yes.
because what? Yeah, T-Wolves went up 2-0, and now it's 3-2. Or no, now it's 3-3. But
Yeah.
either or, I think it's just going to come down to players. I think that Ant and Jokic are going to go nuts, and I think it's going to be up to those that maybe not role players, but those like kind of pseudo stars. Like I think we're going to
Jamal Murray.
We're going to see Jamal Murray. We're going to see MPJ. We're going to see.
We are gonna have to see MPJ.
We're going to have to see MPJ. He's got to put some threes up. He's got to make them. He's got to get some. He's got to do 0 fucking assists. I want to see negative assists out of MPJ. I want to see a 30 bomb from that boy. I want to see 30, 0, and like 2.
Yeah.
That's all I want to see from that man. But
Michael never swing the rock, Porter Jr.
Michael, what the hell is an assist, Porto Jr.?
Michael, get the fuck back on defense, Porter Jr.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's him.
Exactly. I am excited to see. My bold prediction is I think it's not going to be Ant or Jokic that have a great game. I think it's going to be one of those other ones. I think maybe like Cat goes crazy. I think maybe MPJ goes crazy. I mean, I think Jamal Murray at the end of the day is going to, like, no matter what, have a great game. I'm thinking there's going to be some studly performance, maybe not from the bench, but one of those role players on the starting 5 that is going to be the difference maker, personally. I think that Ant and Jokic... I think that Ant and Jokic are going to be, that's a constant. And if one of them shits the bed, then they just lose. But I think that there is going to be an X factor on one of these teams.
You're taking Cat over, MPJ over, and then what money line are you taking? What money line
Who
are
are we
you taking?
taking? Who's winning the series?
That is
Who's winning the series?
That is a
Dunham?
question they all want to know. Cat over, MPJ over. What money line? They need a third.
Personally, I think that Jokic shouldn't have won MVP, and I think that we're seeing a star emerging in Ant, and I'm saying that we're getting a T-Wolves Game 7.
I like the pick.
We're getting a T-Wolves Game 7.
I like the pick, man.
And I'm calling, who's the other one besides, like, Kat and Edward?
Rudy Gobert.
No, fuck not Rudy.
Jaden McDaniels.
Dude,
Mike
no,
Conley.
no,
Who? Alexander Walker?
No, maybe I'm thinking wrong team.
Probably.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Nas Reed! Nas Reed! Legacy game.
Hey, if Nas Reed has 30 plus, we get a Nas Reed tattoo.
Yeah, that ass. I'll get Nas and look my
Alright, you heard it.
It only costs
Right here.
$20.
It only costs $20.
Bro, I'm not gonna Nas Reed tattoo.
Dude, all they have to do is right now.
I'm calling it right now. T-Wolves Game 7 dub.
Alright, I like
Ant drops like a good 30 bomb, and Nas Reed is putting up digits.
Let's go.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
We'll be seeing Dunny's second.
Book it with Andrew right here. All right, so now we're gonna enter our halftime, which is game time. So I hope you didn't cheat when you had the book.
I didn't know where to look.
There. Okay.
So I just like
good.
put it down and I told
Alright.
guys Dunham to give us some lines.
Dunham, I hope you're ready to answer some
shit's all over
NBA
the place.
questions, brother.
Wait, is this just for Dunham?
No, it's for both of you. It's for all of us. It's halftime, it's game time.
Okay,
we're
what
just
kind of
gonna,
game?
We're just gonna play around. It's trivia.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna fucking
Just
lose.
say
I don't
it.
know nothing about this.
Well, you guys aren't playing against each other. You're playing for yourself.
All right.
Are we
All
yelling
right,
it out
this is
or
to
what?
prove. No. These are questions for Dunham first.
Gotcha.
You can
Okay.
just react.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, Dunham. This is your warm up. If you do well on this, if you do bad on it, we'll move on to the next set. Either way, but can you name me the past 5 NBA champions?
Ooh.
All right.
You got
Let's
this,
test
Dunham.
if you're a casual.
You got
What?
this. Start with last year.
Last year, what do we have? We had Heat and Celtics. No, Heat and Can I just get dude?
We just said
We've been talking about the past champs this whole time.
This whole time.
This whole time we've been talking about. We just had a crazy segment about the defending champs.
It's not the Nuggets though.
It is the
Oh,
Nuggets.
it is. Oh, I didn't realize they won.
All right, that's your one.
Alright,
gimme.
alright,
We'll give you that.
Nuggets.
Gimme.
That's a breakfast ball, bro.
Let's go to 2022.
Dog, I'm not gonna get this. You guys, I don't know a ball like this.
All right.
You don't know
should
all
I give
that?
him hints or just say them?
Give me
All right. Think of the best shooter ever.
the Warriors didn't fucking win.
Yeah, they won in 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, that's another gimme. That's okay. This
Oh,
is
I
a
know.
warm up.
Next-
past 5
2021.
2021 COVID year?
COVID
No,
year.
kinda,
COVID
yeah,
year.
yeah.
This was
Well, this wasn't- this was-
not the bubble.
this
but
wasn't
the,
bubble,
The
the
year
year
where the
after.
stands were filled.
Will
with
2020 be the bubble?
Yes.
Okay, I know that one.
Okay, 2021. I'll give you who they played against. They
Alright.
played against the Suns. They won in 6.
started down 0-2.
Yeah, they did.
Give me the.
I used to watch them at Taqueria.
Think
when I was closing.
of one of the best European players
The
of this
Mavs one?
generation.
The Mavs one?
No.
No,
Fuck.
good guess though. They were close.
Another good European player?
There is another really.
I know there's like
good
not a lot of
player.
other really good.
Think of a
European players.
long.
He's
European
really good.
player.
He's like probably top 3.
Fucking.
He's probably a top 3 NBA player currently.
Yeah.
Top 5 at least. Yeah.
No, he's definitely top.
I would say top 3.
Wasn't the Nuggies again? Was it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Nuggies.
It's an Eastern Conference team.
Dude, do you think I know conferences like that? That's a joke.
Green.
Was it the Celtics?
Not the
You
Celtics.
said green.
Yes, I
But
did.
think European player.
European
He's
player
from Greece.
from Greece. He's a freak, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, Bucks won. Okay.
All right, who won the bubble? You said the
Yeah,
bubble.
I know it was Lakers.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, all right.
I
And
know
who
that.
won in 2019?
I'm just gonna go Warriors again.
No,
No, they
but
played the
he
Warriors.
Played the Warriors though.
Cavs.
Not
No,
the
that
Cavs.
was way too.
Warriors won the year before that.
They had one of the most insane buzzer beaters of all
The game,
time.
yeah, in the series prior. No, 2 series prior.
Oh, fucking Raptors.
Yep.
Yep, good job. Okay, now let's really test your casual knowledge.
Bro, if you didn't know that,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
you're
dude.
even harder
Who
one.
does Markelle Fultz play for? Who he play for? Markelle Fultz.
Oh, he definitely is not a Sixer anymore. He's definitely he's riding pine. Isn't he? Oh, dude, I think I actually kind of know this.
They were in the playoffs this year. They got eliminated in the first round in 7 games. If that helps at all.
Only series to go 7.
Not really though, honestly. I don't keep track of it.
Just tell them, bro. We gotta go.
That was gonna take too long, dude.
Eastern
just pick a
Conference,
team.
Southern.
I'm trying to even think of my fucking NBA teams right now, dude. All I can think of are the teams that are still in the playoffs
Give
right
the
now.
Southeast.
So you again do not know fucking divisions. Southeast side, so. Heat?
Heat?
But you're close.
No. Magic.
Who
Does Fred Van Vliet?
I knew that.
Who does Fred Van Vliet play for?
Raptors?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Dude, I don't know these fucking traders.
Think of Texas.
He's a Rocket?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, he is a Rocket. Good job. All right.
Okay, Texas.
Ready?
Well, there's
I-
like 3 teams in Texas. though.
Who does
Seriously? Oh, I didn't.
Who does Kyle Kuzma play for?
Come on now.
He's Wizards, isn't
Yes.
he?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. No help
Wow.
needed. This is the last one.
Alright.
Who does Killian Hayes play for?
Not a Piston anymore?
Well,
Well, dude, is he?
Is he a Piston?
No.
Okay. Then, dude, you're saying all these players that literally got traded last year.
that was kind of the whole thing.
I know that was the
You
point.
guys wanna
Let's
lose.
just rip Spurs.
Trick question. He ain't on the NBA team.
You had the right idea,
Yeah,
though. You
you
had the
did
right
have the right
idea.
idea.
We can give you that.
I'll count that one. So, Don,
You got Spurs.
I'll say you got a solid.
Dude, give me like
30.
2.
I'll say you got a 3 for 4. That's not bad.
Give me a 2 for 4, Christ, dude. I got spoon fed those.
That's not bad.
You
Hey,
did-
you
did
got
good.
the Kyle Kuzma one. That was clutch.
You did good.
All right, Connor. Since you always know college players or where they went to college, that's what I got for you today.
Okay.
All right,
Shit,
slow
we gotta
mo.
lock in. Kyle Anderson?
Slow mo. Kyle Anderson.
Kyle
Where did he go to
Kyle
college?
Anderson went to UCLA.
Good job.
I know that.
How about Precious Achua?
Memphis.
Damn.
How about Pascal Siakam? Where did he go to college?
Oh shit.
I don't know. Ball.
Where did Pascal go to college at? And it was in the States.
Yeah. Oh, I know he went to a shit. For some reason I think he went to like a. Did he go to like? All right. I'm just gonna throw a guess out there that I kind of. Did he go to UNLV?
That's a really good guess. Same school colors and all. New Mexico State.
Oh my
See, I know you knew that too. I know
He was
you
an
knew it.
Aztec? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's no. New Mexico State is not the Aztecs.
So what the fuck?
New Mexico,
Oh, the Lobos?
No, that's New Mexico.
Oh, fuck.
New Mexico State's the Aggies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think A&M with that. Or no, who's
They also
the...
are. Texas A&M is the Aggies as well.
All right, I got.
All those agricultural colleges.
Where did
Hey, little trivia. Michigan State's first mascot was the Aggies. They used to be the Aggies before they were Spartans because they used to be Michigan Agricultural College.
When that gets
Really?
changed?
Okay.
Back in like early 1900s.
Yeah,
They used to be
wow.
MAC. That's why they have the MAC jerseys.
Oh.
So it used to be the Aggies.
the Max?
Interesting.
All right.
You got more?
Yes, I do. Where did Lonnie Walker go to college?
Miami.
Okay.
Lonnie Walker. Yeah,
Huh.
you gotta give me harder ones than
Your
this.
last one.
Pascal was a good one though.
The last one I have for you. Where did Walker Kessler go to
Auburn.
college? Auburn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, y'all gotta give me like NFL shit. I'll rip the hell out of that.
We'll accommodate next time.
Even MLB, dude. Like,
All right,
I can,
where
I
did,
can pull on that, but not
where did
this.
Detroit's draft pick get drafted from this
Their
year?
highest draft pick. You should know this.
5.
No.
No, where did he?
For
What
college, and
did
for
he
one
play
he was the
for?
27th pick, but
Wait, the Pistons weren't 5th?
No.
No. Where did Detroit
Detroit.
Lions?
Oh!
Where did Detroit Lions?
Their draft pick, Bama.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking
Any
MLB.
ones for me?
I can only think of like the obvious ones.
Yeah, I know. I gotta think of ones I know too, so it's like top off the top of my head. I'll get one more.
Or did Danny, fucking Nick, Danny DiVincenzo or something like that?
Dante DiVincenzo
Dante
went to
DiVincenzo.
Villanova.
Yeah, I know that.
Danny.
Danny Dimes.
That's how fucking no ball, dude. This is not the podcast
Danny?
for me. I'm my goddamn
no, you're
person.
good, brother.
I'm fucking personality high right now.
No, you are. It's great.
I want one more.
One more. All right, I've got to think of a player, brother.
You only got me on one. Give me on two. I want one I don't know.
Let me think of something like, do I know it's not like some like absolutely absurd person? I just think like some like Western fucking Pierce person that want the.
Precious Achua was a great one, by the way.
That is.
I just knew that.
You knew that?
I knew that because he's. Still
How'd you know Walker too?
Walker Kessler? I watched. He's recent.
He was recent.
I watched a lot of.
I picked from all different like draft classes too. So I
he's
made
recent,
sure
and I watched a lot of. Auburn was really good that year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we got
Svi Mikhailuk.
Svi Mikhailuk. Did he go to the States?
Yes.
Svi Mikhailuk is from the States.
Yes. I know exactly where he went to college.
Well, because you know your Pistons.
Yes. He did play there, but he also played on the Lakers. He's on the Celtics right now.
I actually don't know if I know Svi Mikhailuk. I thought he was a European guy.
He started in college.
Give me a hint.
They made the tournament the year he graduated.
That gives zero context.
Well, they're good. They're a good school. They're a good basketball school.
We didn't go to Duke.
Really good basketball school.
Did he go to Kansas?
He did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That rings bells?
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Was that a good final
Yeah, that was a good one.
Right.
I'm counting that. I'm counting that.
Yeah,
Even though I got
count.
a hint. I'm counting
They're
that.
good basketball. See, I made it pretty general. You can
Yeah.
pick from like 60 teams there.
That probably could go.
Come on, yeah.
Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and start with, I guess we'll do this segment real quick. So what are some players surprising or disappointing us? And I'll start right away with some Knicks guys.
Ooh.
Isaiah Hartenstein,
Yeah, you're a big heart.
surprising me.
Shout out, Coach.
I've
Coach.
talked about this.
Coach told me Andrew Vogel told me before the playoffs even started that Isaiah Hartenstein would win Finals MVP.
Is he
Swear to
new?
God. Huh?
Is he young? New? Or is he like
He's
been in
not
the league?
winning Finals MVP. It was like
No, has he been in the league or is it he?
I mean, a little bit.
Okay.
He's been in it since like 2018, 2017.
He's like,
But he's finally getting a good opportunity,
Sure.
and he is showing out. I mean, he didn't even start at the
but
beginning of the year.
he has been throughout the season though. Hartenstein
Isaiah?
throughout the whole second half of the season because Mitchell Robinson is the only player in the NBA this year that's had 2 season-ending injuries.
Damn.
He had like a season-ending injury early on in the season, and he was able to come back for the playoffs.
And he's
rushed
still
back,
playing.
and Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah. He's coming off the bench. I've seen him
Mitchell
play.
Robinson is like not playing.
No, I've seen him come off the bench a couple
When?
times.
Early in the playoffs, he got injured again.
Against the Sixers, I've seen him. And
Yes,
then,
he got injured
Dude,
again.
also against the fucking.
No, not against the Pacers.
I've seen him against the Pacers.
He got injured this playoffs, and he's out for the rest of the year.
Oh.
It might have been early playoffs.
Might have been early, yeah. I might have my shit mixed up, but.
It might have been early in the Pacers series, but he got injured again. So now Hartenstein's getting even more minutes. And
I just want to say, Hartenstein's rebounding is amazing, and that goes along with
he's a big hustle guy.
big hustle guy, Derek Lively, huge hustle guy, along with Derek Jones Jr. And just to get all my surprisers out of the way.
Oh,
I don't get a
Yeah,
shot. That's
you get a
great.
shot, you get a
Just
shot.
to get all my surprisers out of the way, TJ McConnell, his hustle and his energy he brings out the bench, especially against Brunson in a series like this, is amazing. And we might talk about the Knicks and Pacers. We might not. That game was kind of irrelevant, I guess.
Yeah.
We kind of predicted exactly what was going to happen, so we don't really have much to talk about there. But
Who's the like the backup point guard for the Knicks or last year's?
last year's backup point guard,
Or like shooting guard, like a guy I know, like he was always one I kind of like.
Miles McBride.
No,
Trash
it was,
hard.
no, it was he had braids.
He had braids.
What I mean, last year.
Sounds like Miles McBride to me.
It's
Fucking,
Is he
my
black?
God, yeah.
but like, cause he was always one like I bet on. I mean, like he started a couple games because someone was out and he like balled. And I'm just curious if he's still a Knick. But I haven't heard his name yet, so I don't think he is.
Quentin Grimes.
No, not Grimes. Fuck. It'll come to me, or I'll find it later. It's fine. I was just curious.
But yeah, those are some guys that are surprising me. So, any of you guys have any surprisers for the playoffs?
I can start with a
Disappointing.
if
You can go too. Yeah.
well, if I had to start with a disappointing player, to an extent, I'm gonna say Halliburton. I think he's definitely taken a big dip this
Be
playoffs.
careful.
I don't know if
Sorry, YouTube.
We'll include that for
The
sure.
other way.
I got it.
Sorry, YouTube.
I got it. You got it upside down, you fucking idiot.
Personality hire.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
If I
Dude,
had
I'm gonna find this fucking Nick.
If I had to say disappointment, it would be how Tyrese Halliburton. I wouldn't say he's completely disappointing, but he's had such a good regular season, and not counting his slight comeback from his injury, he hasn't been the same since the beginning of the season. He's still a great player. I mean, he's still an all-NBA level talent, but he's not that first-team all-NBA level talent that we saw in the first half of the season, and that's what they need if they want to make a push past Celtics or past the Knicks in this Game 7 and moving on to the Celtics. He needs to be that player, and I think with all of the Knicks injuries, they have the opportunities in front of them for them to get on to the conference finals.
Oh, it absolutely
And
is.
if Porzingis is going to be, right now he's projected to be out at least 2 games, and if that's the case, they could go into Boston and get a game. And if that's the case, they can make a chance to push forward, and I don't think they're going to. I personally think even with all their injuries, the Knicks are still going to make it happen. But I would say Tyrese has been my disappointment. Not, like I said, not because he's playing bad, but just because I wanted to see a little bit more. I wanted to see more of an Anthony Edwards type step up from him, especially with his age and same draft class as Anthony Edwards. And you're kind of seeing the different level right now of where they are in their careers, and especially if you base off the beginning of the season how they were looking, that's where we would expect it to have them. If I were to think of someone that's kind of showing up this playoffs that I might not have expected to, I'd say Derek White.
Role player of the year.
He started to kind of mellow down a little bit, but I think you can make an argument that Derek White is a top 10 player so far in these playoffs. Actually,
absolutely, he is.
No, not even just for his position. In general, I think he has been a top 10 player in the playoffs.
Yeah,
And that's saying a lot, because you got to include people like Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. That's 3 people that have already been eliminated, and they're included in it. And then you got to put in, obviously, Jalen Brunson and Luka, Jokic. All those people included, I put Derek White at 9-10. He has been the best player on the Celtics so far, and on a team that's lost 2 games this playoffs.
He's definitely just a consistent guy that shows up every game.
A guy that doesn't even start every game.
Yeah.
Doesn't, start some games, doesn't start some games. He is playing. He's been the best player on the Celtics so far throughout these playoffs. The last couple of games, he's kind of taken a dip on that. So I don't know if I would still say top 10. Maybe he probably falls to more of like a 12-13. But if you were to ask me, at Game 3 of this series, if they just won prior, I would say he's a top 10 player, and I think that's very, very, very much so exceeding expectations.
Absolutely, and I don't even think the Celtics aren't expecting a 3rd star out of him. They're expecting that out of Porzingis or Drew Holiday, but Derek White's stepping up, and he's been doing that since his time with the Celtics.
Yeah,
that's
he
why
really
they
has.
made the finals in 2022 with him. Derek White's been that guy.
He has.
He has
He's
been
finally
that.
starting to get his flowers a little bit.
I think has been getting his flowers from Celtics fans
not
specifically.
from
They
the
know,
league. Not from
right?
the league, though.
Not from casuals like Dunham. So, shout out Derek.
Yeah, he used to play for the Celtics, right?
He still plays for the
Still on
Celtics.
Celtics?
He
Alright.
was on the Spurs
Talked
before.
about it for like 20 minutes.
But
I didn't hear Celtics. You got to talk about Derek White. Honestly, every single fucker I think I know, you got traded last year. So I literally just.
Well, that's why you're going to become a frequent listener of this podcast, and you're going to become a new NBA.
Maybe. Oh, also I figured
NBA
out
talent.
the dude I was thinking about was Emmanuel Quickly. That's
Okay.
Oh,
that's what I was
yeah,
thinking of.
that's
Raptor now. I didn't realize he was one that used to ball last year.
That's valid. That's valid. You was taking the spread picks over all the time.
That dude was my boy.
Okay, so something I also wrote down was Chet surprising me because he's still technically a rookie. And I've seen him make some crazy plays as a rookie.
I do still want
He
to
was
see
dunking
more.
on people last night, getting blocks. And he's just, every time he gets the ball, I feel like it's solid. Especially as, in the Thunder game, Shea's getting the ball a lot. J-Dub is getting the ball a lot, and we'll get to him in just a second. But Chet, he deserves his flowers. I think he's making solid production with the ball every time. And, he's part of our class, so, I got some bias there. So he's same age as us, so I got to go with him. And then Josh Giddey's been terrible. He has been so bad these playoffs. He's averaging less than starter minutes a game. He's averaging like less than 15 minutes a game in round 2 specifically, just because he's been so underperforming. So Josh Giddey definitely not living up to what he should have been, which is like a playmaking, like just helping out everywhere kind of player. Like he's 6'7", over 215. He should be able to help out everywhere, but he's been airballing shots. He looks scared. And, let's just keep it in OKC. Jalen Williams, he's not been good. He hasn't been that second star that OKC needs, especially in the second round.
He got second this year in most improved player, and he isn't playing right. He's playing like old J-Dub right now.
Exactly, and he's, something I learned, he's also super young. I thought he was like maybe like 26. He's 23.
Yeah,
he's younger than Shai. Yeah. So he needs to be that second star to show up, and he just hasn't done it this playoff so far. And if he has done it, it's super inefficient. So I think
he's had a couple games where he's put the stat sheet together, but if you really watch the game, he's making a lot of mistakes.
Yes,
and made some inefficient shots, and
some of it I think comes with coaching too, because they have him bringing the ball up, and I mentioned this last episode. They need to stop bringing the ball up with Jalen Williams. They need to let Shea do his thing, and then Jalen Williams is more of an off-ball player. His ball handling is not there yet, so they can't force the issue with Jalen Williams bringing up the ball, especially with as good of a defense as the Mavs have now, which is like honestly super surprising because they weren't a good defensive team the first half of the season. But they fixed it up, and Jalen Williams is kind of becoming a victim of that. He just has not been good, and he rushes shots when he brings the ball up, and it's just bad tendency after bad tendency. So SGA just needs to bring the ball up, and I think if I were the coach of OKC right now, J-Dub, take a back seat for this postseason. And
do you want to see him step up, or do you want to see him take a back seat?
I want to see him take a back seat so he can step up. That's the thing. I think that's the adjustment I would make. I think it's honestly like a coaching thing, and also J-Dub can take the front seat when SGA is out of the game. I haven't really seen that much.
Well, you can't take, especially in this game 6. There are going to be very, very, very limited minutes.
Exactly.
As
SGA and J-Dub
will be out of the game.
Both going to be playing 45 plus minutes. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, those are some players that are disappointing and surprising us, and we made our predictions already for game 7 and 6.
I think we predicted all of our predictions, which is just very serious. But yeah, we made all of them.
I guess Knicks and Pacers. We just finished watching game 6.
Yeah.
It's a game 7.
Yeah.
I am sticking with my prediction from last episode. Knicks gonna kill him in game 7.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that the Knicks win in game 7. Really, really close. I don't even know if this is crazy. I don't even know if I like Knicks covering the 1.5, because I think it's so crazy close. I can see a world where it goes either way. They are too banged up. Josh Hart, we just saw him get injured with his rib injury, and those things are severe. Like those are like 1 to 2 weeks minimum that you're normally out.
Yeah.
And he has 48 hours to be ready to play this game 7. Yeah, sure, I'm sure he's going to play. He might not. I mean, he's definitely in jeopardy.
Didn't he come back into the game like late though?
Yeah, he did.
And he kept going out. I mean, he didn't play the end of the game.
Gotcha.
Obviously, they started to get blown out, but that was with him being out. I mean, he was obviously out there as just a
Decoy.
what do you call it? A decoy. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't doing anything. I mean, I had his over, and he just wasn't shooting the ball.
Yeah.
And when he was,
I had some Pacer overs.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And it just I really can see a world. I mean, last episode I took Knicks in 7, and I knew Pacers were going to win this game, and I thought that they'd come back to the Knicks and win. But with Josh Hart being out, and especially seeing how dominant that the Pacers look tonight, and I've been saying all episode Knicks are going to win, but dude, I'm getting my heart's strings tugged to kind of leaning Pacers. But I'm going to stick with what I originally said, and I'll say Knicks win, and I think they win by 1 point. And they might get some ref love. They might get some Jalen Brunson 40-point magic. But I really could see this game going either way. I think Pascal Siakam is hitting his stride at the right time. Miles Turner is making big plays. Even Obi Toppin's making big plays. Obviously, Andrew Nembhard has been great as well. And
The good thing about the Pacers is they use their entire lineup.
Yeah,
They use a 9 to 10 man rotation. And they use it well.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You're just making me want to say Pacers more and more. I'm gonna stick with Knicks just because I want to stick back to my last prediction, but I really do think it's 50-50.
I think the Knicks are gonna win handedly, and part of that is my bias because I want to see them play the Celtics. And I particularly want to see how the Celtics defend Brunson because the Knicks have been unstoppable at home against the Pacers, and I know the Pacers aren't strong defensively. I just want to see how a Knicks and Celtics series goes. Plus, that's kind of a rivalry that goes back a little while, so I think that'd be really exciting to see, and I just think the Knicks are going to handle the Pacers easily in Game 7 just because it's a home game. The home games have mattered a lot in these playoffs, but none of this really matters. Let's see what our boy Dunham thinks. Knicks and Pacers Game 7. What are the lines we should take?
Dog, this is the one I probably pay attention to the least, and that was the one that was on tonight. And that's with me paying jack shit attention to any of these. But who's at home?
The Knicks.
Game 7. Game 7. Heart hurt. Pacers out for blood. My heart wants the Pacers personally. I don't know. I've always been an Alley fan. The dude's a baller. Fucking hate Miles Turner though, because
you hate Miles Turner.
That dude is busted more my fucking ways. Oh my god, that asshole. But I don't know. I think Hart's probably banged up. I mean, Brunson's absolute bucket right now. I mean, he's absolutely cooking,
especially at home.
Especially
he's dropping 40. I'm taking his
dropping
over.
40. Yeah, you know
I took
that.
his over tonight and he lost.
That's so fast.
He was away. I think I'm taking his over.
I honestly wonder what the hell his
This
line
is-
is.
this isn't black and white.
Especially for the Josh Hart shit. His line's probably gonna be fucking like
32 and
32. Yeah,
Let me look. I'm gonna
I guess I would have to take. Fuck, give me Pacers.
I like it. I really like it. I
Like
want to
Pacers.
take Pacers.
I don't know. I
I'm
have a
gonna stick
feeling.
with them, but I want to take Pacers.
And for some reason, my heart's telling me total score under. I think
35 and a half is Brunson's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Over under.
I'm thinking also a defensive battle. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm just.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
My gut's telling me the under. Hey, you heard it here first. Look at that underscore. It's happening.
So you're taking Pacers money line under.
Total under.
All right.
You heard it here first.
That's like plus like whatever, but
Dunny's
you know
third
what?
lock of the week.
Dunny's third lock of the week. Okay.
I like it.
And for our final segment, we are gonna move to hot takes,
Okay.
and that will end off this episode. We have just officially hit an hour. Let's go. All right. Do either of you have a hot take you want to start off with? If not, I can start too.
I can go.
All right. What's your hot take, Connor, for the episode?
My hot take is that Al Horford is a top 3 player in the Eastern Conference Finals.
So
Like, hold these fucking stats.
Al Horford is on the Celtics still,
Yeah.
and all right. Okay,
Type-
that is a
type
very
of this, you know.
sizzling hot take.
Al Horford is a veteran who's been in a lot of these games and a lot of Eastern Conference Finals now in his career. And he's kind of starting to get hot right now. He might not have had the brightest playoffs, but with Porzingis being out, his minutes are going to be drastically skyrocketed. And considering I think the Knicks are going to be advancing with no Mitchell Robinson and not any other big threat besides Hartenstein, I think that Horford is going to blemish in this opportunity. And I'm going to say that he's going to be a top 3 player in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, I think that's a fair take, but I mean, it's just gonna find this fucking 3 ball.
Exactly, it's a hot take for a reason.
Yeah. The dude, Jesus, his last game kind of balled. I mean, 15 boards, 5 assists, 22 points,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
15 field goals, 8 of 15, and 6 of 13 from 3. So 2 non-3 shots.
That's all he does. He shoots.
He does.
He does be shooting. He
That's all
changed
he
his game
He
so
did,
much
he
for this
did.
day and age.
Good players, man, they adjust to the times, and that's how they stay in the league. That's how they keep getting contracts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I can see a world where fucking what's his name, Derek White. I think Mr. Bald himself is gonna go crazy tonight.
Mr. Ball.
I think they cover Tatum. I think they cover Horford, and Drew Holiday's just gonna be a steady assist. Jalen. Oh fuck, Jalen might go crazy too though. You know, the world is their oyster. They can do what they want. Then give me fucking, give me Sam Hauser. Let that dude go crazy, baby. Let that dude go crazy. Who they put the winner of?
The Knicks and Pacers.
I think they beat Knicks. I think Pacers will be a close match.
I think Knicks will be a closer match than the Pacers.
Really?
Knicks are just too banged up, man. They really
Knicks are
are.
so banged up. Is Julius still playing? Or he's hurt? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, no, I think Celtics take easy work of the Knicks. I think the Pacers game is gonna be close. Pacers series will be close.
Is that your hot take?
That is my hot take. I say if Knicks win, Celtics. I'm gonna say another 4-1.
Okay.
And I say if Pacers win,
I like that too.
I'm saying it good.
You know, I think whoever they play, either one.
I think Pacers.
I think they win in 5 or. I bet they win in 6 or less. It is not going 7.
I think Pacers go to Game 6, and low key, I could see. I mean, really likely the fucking Celtics take
really good.
Yeah, I fucking know. But I think Pacers put up a fight. But I think Celtics take it in 6. But they're gonna wipe the fucking Knicks, to be honest.
Right,
Sorry, New York.
End it out for us.
My hot take for this episode. I think if the Knicks move on,
Oh,
they
God.
take the
Don't
Celtics
say
7.
it. Oh my God.
You're just not.
I think the Knicks put up a fight.
I thought
really good
dude, I
fight.
thought mine was hot.
I think the Knicks put up a really, really hard fight.
That's
against the
that
Celtics.
is Madison beer tech right there.
That's
That
crazy.
is that hot.
That's
That is not happening.
Hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Knicks right now, man. The Knicks.
That's how you feel about what just happened?
The Knicks.
Did we just watched this game?
Dude,
20
have you
minutes
seen
ago.
them at home? Did you see the last game?
They're not, well,
We
for
can't-
one,
we can't-
For one, they're not. They're going to be on the road for majority of the series versus Celtics.
Also, okay, they can still take them 7. That's
They're
the hot
not.
take.
They are not. You said win in 7.
No, I didn't. I said the Celtics.
What did he say
I said
then?
the Knicks can take them 7.
Dunham, what did he say?
We have 2 things that just filmed.
I
me.
said the Knicks if the Celtics or if the Knicks
No,
win.
okay, he's not worried about
what
it.
did
He
Caleb
said-
just say?
I said the Knicks can take them 7.
And
He said the Knicks were going to win in 7.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you said when Knicks won on 7.
That's
No,
what
I
I
didn't.
thought
I
he
didn't
said.
say win. I swear to God.
I
we
swear
have
you
2
did.
things that.
Well, we'll have to look back at it. But either way, you're wrong. That's not
either
happening
way.
either. That's not
I
happening
I thought
either.
you said like Knicks take or Knicks.
There's a
win
chance the
7.
Knicks don't even play them.
My hot
They're
take.
not. They're
I don't
not.
even think they. And they
Knicks
might
will
not.
definitely
You know
play
what?
them.
Fuck it. Forget everything I said this whole podcast. I'm going Pacers win.
That's insane.
Because what you just said made me that mad. I'm going.
That's insane.
I'm going Pacers
the
win.
Knicks are
at the
taking
Knicks.
the Celtics.
Forget
7.
everything I said.
You listen.
For everything I said, the Knicks aren't even
Book it with
they're not
Khalid.
even going to get a chance to play them.
That's actually insane because the Knicks are so much better than the Pacers.
Pacers
You
by
just saw what happened.
Bruh,
Pacers by
Game
8.
6, bro. The Knicks just waiting, bro. They're playing with.
Yeah,
their
that's it.
food. The Knicks are playing with their food.
Losing by 25 is not playing
Just
with
wait
their
until
food.
you
They're
see Brunson
just too
drop.
beat up.
Fucking,
Listen,
dude, I
have all the
guarantee you,
respect for
Brunson
and the Knicks.
Dude, Brunson will drop over 40.
Yeah, and lose by and they'll lose 117 to 108.
They're not going to lose 117 to 108. There's no way. I swear to God if they do. I guess we'll have to wait until Monday
Guess
night.
we'll have to wait
bro.
and see.
Josh Hart's playing with one less rib. Julius Randle's doing fucking.
Mitchell Robinson's out.
Big
OG
Robin,
Anunoby's out.
or Julian's out. Yeah, fucking.
King Julian.
King Julian.
Nah, dude, Knicks are fucking chokes. They're not doing it.
I'm with you, Dunny.
Alrighty. Well, those are our hot takes.
All right.
We do have some Instagram hot takes to cover, if I remember them. We're going to start with Cooper Eastman's. Larry Bird's not the GOAT, man.
Yeah,
I'm
we're not
sorry.
even going to talk about it, man. Love you, Coop, but no, we're not even going to talk about it.
He's top 10.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
top
give-
5.
Nah, I'll give him top 10. That's it.
So, we'll move on to Owens. Shaq versus Jokic. Shaq thinks Jokic doesn't stand a chance, but Owen doesn't know. Do we have an answer to Owen's
What do you
predicament
think?
here?
What do you think?
Jokic is.
Are we taking prime Shaq
If
in
we're
this
talking-
day and age versus Jokic?
If we're talking prime Shaq in his prime versus prime Jokic now, which is probably right now, no? Or would we say last
Are we talking who wins the matchup or who wins the game?
1-on-1?
Yeah, Shaq's perimeter D's not fucking doing that, brother.
I was
It's
gonna
just
say,
not. It's just not.
Think, yeah, but also though,
But-
Jokic ain't stopping Shaq though, but But,
I think it depends on whoever gets. I think Shaq wins. I think Shaq might win this game.
I think if I had to choose
in a one-on-one, I think Shaq wins this.
No.
I think Prime Shaq wins this. Dude, Prime Shaq is way more athletic than you think, brother.
I'm gonna agree with you.
That's fair, but
Prime Shaq is way
not
more athletic
defending
than
the
you think.
perimeter, dog. He's
Brother.
not.
You think Jokic is some point guard running around?
I
just
think
getting
Jokic can
going
pull.
by people?
Jokic can definitely pull. Shaq is shooting within the
Okay,
in
but
the box.
Shaq can guard Jokic on a pull-up.
Shaq's not leaving the paint.
Oh, dude.
Whether scoring or defending, Shaq's not leaving the paint.
All right, so you think Jokic? Two of us think Shaq.
My reasoning why I would say Shaq is just because I agree with you, Don, that the fact of Jokic his bag is way deeper and he can pull a three and he can use the mid range. But when we're talking one-on-one versus just an overall player, it's a whole different argument.
It is a whole different argument.
Because
I think Shaq dominates.
when you take Shaq, if we're talking just pick a player, I might take Jokic. Honestly, and I probably would. But we're talking pure dominance, bro. Shaq is dominance. One-on-one, there isn't a single player in the world that's stopping Shaq in the paint. Not a single person. Yeah, sure, he might not be able to stop Jokic's three or whatever. That's taking a chance on his three. Shaq is scoring. Like, that's just not a question.
Jokic is
not even
not
questioning.
stopping him.
He's never stopping
Dude,
him.
Shaq has like 30, 40 pounds on Jokic in his prime.
And way stronger, way more athletic.
Way stronger.
If we're talking just one-on-one, it's
He's
Shaq.
jumping
If
over him.
we're talking, Jokic is going to be top 10 all
Like
time.
you
when it's all
think
said
you
and
think
done.
Shaq doesn't have a chance to defend Jokic? Think about when Shaq has the ball. There's
Well,
no
I agree
way.
with what you're saying. The fact that Jokic has a three ball and Shaq doesn't.
Yes.
And that does matter.
Who's taller?
They're like,
Shaq's taller.
Yeah.
Jokic is 6'10", Shaq is 7 foot, 7'1".
Fuck, you're right.
but it's close though. I think it's like 6'11", 7'1". But yeah.
I'm just saying, that's not like Shaq's not scoring every time. Like there'll be a couple misses.
Yes.
I think
Jokic
I think-
has that.
But I also
wingspan.
think there's a couple misses from Jokic's end too.
I mean, there are.
I'm gonna take Shaq.
I think we tight, but I'm taking Jokic.
I say we move on, but I'm gonna take Shaq.
It's 2-1, Shaq versus Jokic. So Owen, hopefully
Good
that
question,
answers
good
your
question.
little debate. Thanks for your question. Tyler Peach had our next.
Tyler Peach.
Yeah, you know Tyler Peach.
I know Peach.
He had our next thing. Who do we think is the GOAT?
Shout out Tyler.
Who's the GOAT?
I don't want to get into this too much because I would
Yeah.
love to talk about this a lot. in,
Yeah,
like, an
this
actual
deserves
feature
its own episode. On
Yeah,
that,
we're getting
so.
pretty late into this. My answer is Bron.
My
Bron.
answer is also Bron.
That's also Bron.
All right. So
Is there a
we're-
reason we all
Yes.
agree on? It's just
Yes, we just
best
don't-
all around.
I just don't want to go into it too much. I think it's a great question, Tyler, and we can talk about it later on in a more detailed episode.
Agreed.
I think my thing is just Bron fits in every era.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah,
he fits in everywhere.
I think Bron's longevity
Yeah, that
is not just the fact that he's been around.
Some
Udonis Haslam has longevity.
too. Yeah.
But when I say longevity, I mean dominance
Oh,
for
yeah,
that
he
long.
is.
I mean, the way I
been
think
a
of who is the
95
greatest
overall for 20 years.
When I think of who the greatest of all time is, I think of if I had to choose a player and draft him for his whole career on my team, who am I going to take?
Yeah.
And it's LeBron. MJ's going to give you 13. I know he played 15. He's going to give you 13 years of him being pretty, elite.
Mm-hmm.
Bron's going to give you 21.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's still going. Who knows? 22, 23. You know? And I think even in those years, a lot of those years, he was better than MJ. I think you can make the argument that MJ was the greatest. He had the best prime of all time. I think you can argue that for sure. But if we're talking who is the greatest to play this game, it's Bron, man. I'm sorry, old heads. I'm sorry, Dad. I know you're a big. You're not gonna agree with me on that. And we've had this argument many times. So this is nothing new that he's heard. But and he knew this was gonna come up at some point. But yeah, that's my answer.
Heard.
I would agree, and I think the fact that, just LeBron, he can play in any era. He fits any play style, really, besides dominant three-point shooting, and I think he's the most versatile player of all time. He's had some unlucky draws with GMs and
Coaches.
teams, especially with the Cavs. I mean, my God.
And his coaches, man. He's had 6 coaches fired.
He's got to be on the top list of unluckiest players.
MJ
of
had
all
the
time.
best system. Yeah, MJ had the best system, dude.
Yeah.
He had Phil Jackson his whole career.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bron's had
Darvin Ham twice.
Bron's had 6 different coaches fired on teams he's been on.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
all of those teams, besides one, made the playoffs.
at the end of the
They
day,
still got fired
it's greatest of all time, man.
because he has that impact on a team. But yeah, anyway.
Anyway, so our final hot take was
that was given to us. Yeah.
yes, that was given to us was by Andrew Vogel. Shout out, Coach.
Shout out,
Hope
Coach.
you're watching. Bronny to the Pistons. What do we think about that?
Well, you would know more, maybe, I don't know, about where the Pistons' second pick is going to come in to effect. He ain't going five.
Five. He's
He
not-
ain't going five. So, and he ain't going first round either.
I just recently saw
So-
that he moved up from 98th to 50th
58. You went from 90 to 58.
in the 50s.
And that's probably, he's going to get drafted, but he's going to get drafted.
You think so?
He's going to get drafted. He's going to get drafted late second round, I would say. Possibly can move up to mid to high if he has good team workouts. It's really going to come down to a thing where it's like, what organization needs tickets to be sold?
Exactly.
What organization needs that publicity? And that's what's going to come down to. If the Lakers fumble in, and he's open and for their pick, they're going to take him.
Exactly.
That's without a doubt. But unless the Pistons, I gotta do more research on where their second round pick is, if they have one.
Yeah, it's
And-
kind of early to say.
But if they do have one in the late second round, I can definitely see him going there. That's where he ends up. They're the type of market that would really benefit from getting LeBron.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep. And the potential with LeBron coming there too. In terms of being like a fan of the team, like no, I would stay away.
You wouldn't want to take Bronny with a late second round pick,
I would just say
just with the upside of everything.
Just for the upside of like just social
Like, oh, you out? Who would you rather have?
You're gonna sell
Frank
so many more tickets. You're gonna get so much more.
that's
publicity.
true. That's true. I would just think
And the chance of Bron coming to your team.
If Bronny
That's
wasn't LeBron's son, he's not getting drafted. That's a pretty consensus, right?
Well,
I'd argue that.
I think
I would agree that he
think-
wouldn't be drafted this year.
Okay, I'd take that. I'll take that.
But I wouldn't say that he wouldn't be drafted.
I think he's not
surprised-
surprised.
I'm
Stay in
surprised-
college and like develop.
This year, yeah, if he was a random college player that just,
the cardiac
Game.
arrest really set him back.
100%.
Because he was gonna start for sure.
well, he ended up starting it later on the end of the season, but it would just,
So his stats don't look as good.
Yeah,
But
and it's-
you can tell all the upsides there.
oh yeah, his measurables and everything like that are very impressive. He's coming. He's the nut of the goat. So
Yeah.
Dude, if he had Bryce's height, man, that'd be a whole different story. Different story.
I saw his height and I saw 6'1.5" and I was like, dude, no way.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, he got the fucking Dunham.
I mean, maybe he still has some growing to go too. He's
he's
only
6'1",
like what?
3/4 with bare feet.
He's only
So
like
he's 6'3" with shoes on, and that's a point guard size.
every fucking
Yeah.
player is 6, like 2 of them should wear into his shoes on though.
he's only like
Well, that's what they're listed as.
He's only
at the
8.
combine. They're listed as there's no shoes, everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
When you go to the NBA, they're listed as their shoes on. He'll be listed in the NBA as 6'3".
What I'm saying is like everyone is like that's universal though. Like I wouldn't want to include that as a factor because everyone will have the
And that
lower
is-
height on draft combine and higher height in league because everyone wears the same fucking shoes. They're all gonna have the same height.
All I'm saying is we're gonna be talking about Bronny for forever.
Forever, yeah.
As
Yeah.
6'3",
Yeah.
not as 6'1" and
True.
3/4", is all I'm saying.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Anyway, as a Pistons fan, you know what? If Bronny's there in like the second round with our first pick, because we can only get the first pick in the second round. Fuck it,
Right?
I think
I
you guys
would do the
are-
same thing with the Hornets.
At this
We
point,
don't have
y'all,
those.
Pistons need a
Ours is
spark.
or
Pistons need
need
a
a-
spark so fucking bad, and what
Yeah.
better spark than the nut of LeBron James?
Exactly.
What a way to call. Yeah, what a way to say Bronny's name.
That's what I said.
I think Bronny to the Pistons would be fun. I think honestly. I wasn't convinced. I think before I started talking with you guys, but then seeing him in a Pistons jersey that might be nice. Or even Bryce. Honestly, if we're still bad,
Later on, 2 more years.
pick
Maybe.
Bryce after 2 years.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine we had both of them.
He's a
Bryce
little,
will
he's
be-
a little nerdy.
Does Bryce have that in his bag?
Bryce is questionably.
Bryce is smooth.
Bryce is questionably.
He's smooth. He's not as.
I mean,
He's
he's
not
got
as.
the height fucking advantage.
He's not as athletic, I don't think, but he's
He's a
definitely
good
a
shooter.
smoother
He's a
kind
good
of player.
shooter.
He's a better. I don't know if he's a better shooter than.
I wouldn't
Bronny,
say it.
but who knows? He still has 2 more years to go
Yeah,
until
true.
he reaches
He's
that.
still
Only time.
No, we
will
didn't
tell.
start hearing shit about Bronny until his
he's
senior
still
year, really. So
he still has a senior year in high school to go. So
yeah.
Well, thank you guys for those submissions.
Yeah.
Please keep it up. We also, Anthony, whoever else, Pops,
Yeah.
Nick, everyone else who put comments.
Drop your
in.
questions, man.
Thanks
we
for
love all
all
the
the feedback. We appreciate that people are watching this and enjoying it. We hope the addition of Dunham was nice. Thanks for joining us, Sonny.
Glad to be here. Thanks for
Appreciate
inviting me.
it.
Thanks for
Yes,
inviting me. Yes, sir.
And if you guys like him enough, we'll make him a mainstay on the series. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Yeah, that's about it for this episode. We'll talk to you guys in about a week.
Yeah, probably next week. Probably concluding once the
second round.
Second round's
yeah,
over.
Once the second round's over, we'll make
do
an
our
episode
wrap-up.
for
Yep.
sure. So, yeah, hopefully it's in person. If not, the Zoom quality was pretty good. I
Yeah,
would
we
say
can
last
do that
time,
if we need
so,
to, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Peace out from Over the Line crew.